What up, everyone? Thanks for coming. Thanks for hanging out in the chat. We've had a lot of chitter chat going on today. So thanks everyone for kind of showing up. Welcome to the Bog Gaming Podcast. I am, of course, Sergeant Zombie Pepper, and I'm here with the man who twerks for 500 followers, Fallen a
Really?
Frog. You want to kind of just introduce yourself for those who may not know you or new to the chat?
Sure. Yeah, as she said, I did twerk this week. I'm known for a lot more, though. Play GTA on my stream. I do animations and stuff, so I kind of like to draw cartoons. You can see those on the stream there below. I drew cartoon versions of us. But on my stream, I actually have an animated version of myself playing the game, so it's really cool.
Yeah, I saw that. It's sick.
Yeah, thanks. Just made it in Flash. Been doing Twitch for about 12 weeks now. Streamed a lot of GTA, some Call of Duty Ghosts, regrettably, a few times. Having a lot of fun with it, though.
Nice.
YouTube as well, Twitter, Facebook, Fallen Frog.
Yep. So be sure to follow him so we can enter our little links. You'll see them in the chat. They'll pop up. Of course, I'm Sergeant Zombie Pepper. I stream just primarily on Twitch. I'll be making some videos for our blog coming up soon. So I'll talk a little bit about that later. And then also, I'm kind of like in the middle of games, so I've kind of been doing random games. I played Plants vs. Zombies Garden Warfare. I've been doing like Drunk Portal with my boyfriend, and what else have I been? Oh, the Walking Dead, and The Wolf Among Us is done. The season's done, so that's about it. But for those in your chat, hello, welcome. Hello, Cryptic Angel. Thank you for coming. If you haven't yet, please follow the Hauppauge Gaming podcast. Just hit that follow button for us, please. Don't forget to follow them on Twitter, on their Facebook. All the links are right below us, so just go ahead, please follow them, and let's get this started. Woo. Let me cough real quick. Coffee's getting like stuck in my throat. So our first topic today is that Sony is bailing on their PlayStation Mobile, which I wasn't too aware that it existed, and pretty much no one really did. They kind of put it on the back burner. So for those of you who don't know, PlayStation Mobile allowed you to play like primarily PlayStation 1 games on like mobile devices, even like Xperia smartphones, which no idea what that is, and your tablets. So I was reading a lot of comments on what people had to say about this, and they were saying that it was dead from the start. Have you even heard of the PlayStation Mobile, Fallen?
Yep, I used to have a Xperia Play a couple years ago. It was my favorite phone ever. It slid up, and it had a controller on it built in with thumbsticks and triggers. It didn't have a keyboard. It was touchscreen, but I loved it for playing Minecraft Pocket Edition. Worked perfectly. It came with Crash Bandicoot, but yeah, it was pretty much dead from the start. They never did anything with it.
Yeah.
It was basically like having a PlayStation 1 in your pocket, and you could, of course, find ways to play Siphon Filter, Resident Evil, Final Fantasy VII, but none of those games were like ever really officially released to let you purchase them, and they always, in the future we'll update the library. Do it, do it. You're sitting on a gold mine, Sony. What are you doing?
But they didn't. They didn't do anything.
They never did.
Yeah.
Now it's dead.
They never really talked about it. They never really marketed it, because I don't really ever remember seeing anything about it. But I know what they're trying to do now is that they ex-nated it, they canceled it, they don't want anything. They're trying to focus primarily on their PlayStation Store and all their indie games that they're going to be releasing via that. So, it's done, it's gone. I know they were saying that people who have downloaded and bought games, they might not show up. You might lose those games. I know a lot of the free-to-play games that they had, they took those off. You can no longer play those, and I know some people are complaining about games that they actually purchased that they can't play them, and people are kind of getting mad. Have you even tried to play it? Have you tried to play your mobile games at all?
No, I don't have it anymore, and I've got a Razer M now, so I can't even get to the PlayStation stuff. Like obviously Minecraft Pocket Edition still works. I can still download that, but yeah, as far as like the games being backwards compatible or being able to re-download them, that's something we've all kind of known once games started going digital too. It's like our worst fears coming true. It's like, oh no, they're not available all the time.
Yeah.
But at the time when I had it, they were really pushing the PSP Go for some reason. So.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
Of course, we all know
I
how
had a
that went.
PSP, yeah, and it didn't last very long either.
Yeah.
And I know even with your PSP, I think starting this month, they're no longer taking any of like the PSP games. It's just like buy, but no more. It's not valuable anymore.
That's news to me, but I'm not surprised either.
Yep, everything's losing their value now, slowly but surely. And I know pretty much everything's primarily focused on their store and with the Vita, so that's where everything's heading towards today. What up, Halo? And I see Cryptic and Kingston are in the chat, so welcome you guys. Thanks for stopping by.
Welcome.
So yeah, if anyone else has ever tried out the mobile, I know Killatia was saying in the chat that there was no reason for it to exist and that they pretty much just they didn't pay any attention to it. So
Yeah,
I guess it was just yeah. And then Crickethead was saying that it was a great idea, but it was poor execution on their part. Yeah, that's pretty much what we're saying is just PlayStation didn't want nothing to do with it. Kind of a waste of money. Kind of sucks for everyone who did kind of put in their time and their money into downloading that, and it's a loss for PlayStation now. sorry. So we're gonna talk about probably one of the biggest things, especially for all of us since we're here on Twitch. It's the changes to the audio and VODs for Twitch, which has been kind of causing this uproar on the internet, and especially to anyone who has been using Twitch. So everyone in the chat, start sending your thoughts. Start telling us what your thoughts about the Twitch and the new, audio adjustments are, and we're gonna kind of be talking about it, right now. And so, for anyone who doesn't know what this means, it means that they pretty much added this technology which detects any copyrighted music. It's called Audible Magic. And what this does, it scans through like all of your old past broadcasts, all your old highlights, and it looks for any type of copyrighted music. So this includes music that you're streaming that's in your background, any like game music. I know like it's been picking up ambient noises that have been copyrighted music, commercials, just anything that has been copyrighted.
Yeah.
Have you experienced any problems yet, or?
Yeah, actually, the day they rolled it out was right after I did my 500 follower twerk extravaganza, and I had 8-bit turned down for what playing, and it was completely silenced the next day when I highlighted it. So I had to put it on YouTube. Where in YouTube, you can, of course, it's the same setup as YouTube, so you throw up a video and it flags your content and you have to acknowledge the copyright. They don't have that option here. There's no acknowledge it and not monetize it or anything. It's just, nope, you have audio, we're getting rid of it, we're killing it. For 30 minutes at a time. And then, it'll scan it, and then if it detects it, if it doesn't detect it 30 minutes later, then it'll unmute yourself and then you can have more audio. But yeah, it's been a headache for a lot of people.
Yeah, especially for like these huge people who really rely on people who haven't caught their streams, or even like newer people who go and look at their past broadcasts and all of a sudden, oh, what, it's muted, like what's going on? Like it's really going to affect, I think, a lot of people. So, that's kind of been my main concern is that, everyone's content's going to start getting flagged right away. So then you're, going to miss out on followers who haven't caught your streams or is just checking your pages out. And like you said, they're going to mute 30 minutes of chunks at a time of your stuff. So people aren't going to want to sit there and kind of scroll through and trying to figure out what happens.
Yeah.
But there's like a bug in here too. And then I know that as of August 27th, Twitch said that they're going to be releasing a new video manager, and that's going to pretty much cut your highlights to about 2 hours. And I know we'll probably talk about this a little bit later when we talk about the CEO's statement that he made, but as to why they made just a 2-hour max, and then they are removing your save forever, so you can no longer save your clips forever. You can only do your highlights.
Yeah, I don't really use that feature, but I can speed runs. I can see where that would be really important for those channels. And I feel bad for them.
Yeah, I'm looking into the chat right now, and pretty much, people saying that they don't like it, that's BS. And then Firesnap was saying that he wanted to start streaming in the future, but now I'm afraid of doing so. And then Killatia is saying, well, they shouldn't be playing copyrighted music in the background when they don't have the right to them. And I think that's what Twitch is kind of going for. And like I said, we'll kind of talk about this a little bit, like towards the end of our stream, when we do talk about the CAO and the decision why, or the reason why he made this decision. And then how can we check for copyrighted music? It's pretty much any music that is, unless it's in the public domain, it's copyrighted most likely. That's how you're gonna know if your music. So you can go onto like website and type in free domain music, but it's gonna be really terrible music, or you might find some cool stuff. But you know, you just want to kind of look into that.
And I primarily play Grand Theft Auto, and I do song requests on my channel, but even if song request was to go, like all that music that Grand Theft Auto is licensed, it's still going to get flagged, you know?
Yeah.
Britney Spears, Give Me Some More, Steve Miller Band, it's going to detect all that. It does mean...
Yeah, because, yeah, like you're saying, like Grand Theft Auto, I know Watch Dogs, all those games are using, you know, all this music from popular music of today or the 70s, 80s, it doesn't really matter, but they are using good music, not just made up music that they've done themselves.
But like the background chatter too, because like even Twitch isn't immune to this. Their own channel has been muted on some of their past broadcasts too. So, I mean, it's the only person who hasn't been affected is Fish Plays Pokemon, I think, because there's no sound on his channel at all. So he's completely good. He's found a way around it. Kudos to that fish.
Yeah, but I mean, we're not going to give. It's just pretty much what we're worried about is our save videos. Yeah. You know, during our live stream, everything is going to be completely fine, but it's just, you know, just having people come and check out your page, you know, and then all of a sudden your stuff's muted. I think that's what we're referring to. So your live stream is safe when you're live. So don't fret about it for now. Yeah.
No plans whatsoever to take that away, but Google. We'll see.
So yeah, we'll kind of continue on with this towards the end of our stream, but we'll go ahead and move on to the next topic, because I know that's something that people have been reading about a lot, and it's just been my Twitter feed has just been filled with I hate Twitch now. So yeah, we'll talk about this in a little bit. We're moving on to Evolve. I know we talked about this last week. The beta was out. It was a ton of fun. I played it, but it's joined the rest of those fabulous games to 2015. The game is set to be released February 10th of next year, you know, joining the likes of Batman and what other game got pushed? I can't think. What other games got pushed? I can't think off the top of my head. I'm still waking up.
I don't know. I know Resident Evil's coming out early next year, but we'll be talking about that later.
Yeah, we'll talk about that later. But it's just joined the ranks of all those other games that have been pushed. For people in our chat, I just kind of want to ask you: do you think this is a smart move that 2K is doing this? Do you think they're doing it to better improve their game? That they've gotten a lot of feedback during the beta and they want to make the game even better, or do you feel like it just doesn't want to come out, you know, in the fall of this year because of so many crazy big titles that are coming out, like Call of Duty's coming out, Dragon Age Inquisition's coming out, the new Borderlands, the pre-sequel's coming out, Destiny, so it might not have a fighting chance and it might kind of get overshadowed by those huge titles. So what do you think? Do you think it's because they want to improve the game, or do they want to just kind of avoid that huge cluster of amazing games coming out in the fall?
I'm hoping it's though that they can do some tweaks and fine tune everything. I didn't get to play it, but I love Turtle Rock Studios ever since the first Left 4 Dead. They know how to put out quality content that is fresh every single time you play it. So it looks like that's what they're trying to do here. And I'm on two sides. You know, it would be great to play it in October around Halloween and everything, but my birthday's in February, so that's Batman's coming out. That's when I plan on going next gen. So. I'm okay with the wait a little bit, but as long as it helps make a better product overall.
Yeah,
I think it'll give us more time for Destiny.
Yeah, I was reading some of the forums, and a lot of them were complaining about bugs. So I think it's just the longer they hold off on the game, you know, the better the game's going to be, the more like it's going to run more smoothly. It's just going to be a lot better to control. I know we were having problems like when you play the game, you launch down into the ground, onto like the planet, but sometimes you like fall through the planet and you get stuck, and you're just like, are you kidding me? So then you have to like leave the game, and the load times are ridiculous because they like penalize you almost. So say you die, you have to wait like a minute and a half before you can respawn, so your whole team has to survive.
Oh my gosh.
And then you have to respawn, but then you respawn, you know, back at the beginning, and then you all have to go back to like where you were originally. So you can be towards the end of the map, and then your one teammate survives, and you go back and you have to go find that person. They're kind of off fending for themselves, so we'll see. Yeah, but I hope, you know, they kind of fix that and don't make it as long, because it's a really long time for one person to survive when you have like a level 3 alien coming after you, and it's pretty crazy. But nonetheless, the game was super fun. It's going to be a great game to play with your friends. So I was saying, you know, if you love playing Left 4 Dead, it's kind of the same feel. You'll just have that one person who loves being the alien and attacking the rest of you guys. But yeah, and Cricket Head was saying that the glitches are horrible. Yep. There's very few that I've experienced, but it was just mainly that falling through the planet and getting stuck. That was the one that we've really experienced. It was like, oh, come on, you're killing me right now.
They're hilarious. They're good for recording, though.
I know it happened to me, like, still in when I was playing, like, Battlefield 4 with my boyfriend. So maybe I have a habit of falling through the earth on video games and getting stuck. You never know. So anyone else in the chat play the beta? Did you like it? Did you dislike it? What were your favorite parts? You know, I know a lot of people are saying that, you know, it's going to run smoother. They're going to fix the glitches I see. And yeah, yes, Firesnap, they do have the money to do so, because I'm sure they're making a lot of money off the pre-orders alone. So just send us your feedback in the chat about what your thoughts of the game were. We're speaking of feedback, we would love your guys' feedback about the stream and the podcast. You know, we're always looking for what we can improve on our broadcast, what you guys would like to see, what you don't want to see. If you have any questions, concerns, you know, just send them to streamteam@hauppauge.com. You'll see Joe, he will post the link for where you can send those to, and you will get some free Hauppauge swag, bracelet, or maybe little stickers. I get these little tiny stickers. So yeah, and just don't send like, your stream's good, you guys rock. No, we want like serious feedback. We tend to get that a lot. No, please just send us, you know, what you would really like to see, what you know, what we suck at doing. Just let us know. Be honest, okay? So moving on to Assassin's Creed trailer, the new one. You want to talk about this one, Fallen?
Sure. So Assassin's Creed Rogue is what it's called, the new one. Not to be confused, of course, with Unity, the next-gen version that is coming out later this year. This one will be coming out on last-gen consoles, so your PS3, your Xbox 360. You don't play as an assassin, though. You're a Templar. So that might actually breathe some new life into the series. I haven't really been playing Assassin's Creed anymore since 2 because I've just gotten tired of it, just bored with it. And then 3, they introduced the boats, totally put me off. Didn't like the boats, so I completely skipped number 4. You know, and everyone's like, "You gotta get 4. The boat battles are better." No, I didn't like them to begin with. I didn't even want to be on a boat.
No, I feel it. I didn't play the last 2 Assassin's Creed. I played like all of, you know, 2, and that's pretty much how I got up to. And they were kind of starting to feel old, but which one was it? I can't remember. I get them all. 2, Brotherhood, and
Revelations.
Revelations. There you go. Yeah, that one kind of got. I had a hard time just beating that one alone, but I think this is kind of cool that you're going to play as a Templar, you know.
Yeah.
Some people are kind of speculating that it takes place like after Blacksail, that it could possibly be Edward's son or someone related to Edward, and it might be simultaneous, it might be afterwards, it might be before. No one really knows too much about this new game. But like I said, you are a Templar, which I think is cool. It might get me interested in playing it, just to have like a different perspective of the whole game, and you know, trying to find their reason for doing what they do and just getting their side of the story. I think is really cool. It comes out November 11th, but yeah, just like we said, on last gen consoles, so on your PS4, on your Xbox 360. So for those of you who don't have the new next gen consoles, you know, I think this would be a good game if you want to keep up to date, since you'll probably be missing Unity anyways.
Yeah, and it ties into that story too. They're going to be like loosely tied together, and we don't know specifics yet. We don't know a whole lot, but I noticed that the Assassin's Creed little symbol they have, that little like A arrowhead thing, is all broken. So that's kind of cool. It's broken in the new trailer, and he's actually hunting an assassin, so that's kind of cool. I don't know which assassin it is. I don't keep up that well, but
yeah, they don't really show the assassin's face, so I mean, you just kind of see him. He's on the ground. The trailer's playing right now in the chat. So if you guys check it out, if anyone has any new little ideas on what could possibly be happening in this game, you know, just let us know in the chat. If you're excited for this game, if you think that it's just the same thing over and over, and you're kind of over Assassin's Creed, just let us know. But the CG in the computer or in the trailer looks phenomenal. Still, it's really gorgeous looking. I'm looking at it right now.
Yeah. I think I read it was supposed to take place along the western coast of the Atlantic, is where most of the game takes place, I believe. So the mid-Atlantic. More boats, yay! Oh,
I know. The whole boat thing kind of reminded me of like Pirates of the Caribbean Online. Did you ever play that?
No, I didn't play it, but
it's kind of what it really. My boyfriend played it, and I was just saying, like, it's like Pirates of the Caribbean Online, like, because that's what all you did in Pirates of the Caribbean Online was get in your boat and you go plunder people and just destroy them, and that was the best part of that game. That's what it reminded me of. Just an FYI for anyone else who played that game. It was really fun, though.
Thank you, Fire, in the chat. Commented on the little detail I noticed with the logo.
Ooh.
Pay attention.
What up, Timmy Chu? Welcome to the podcast. Thanks for stopping by. We're just finishing up our topic about Assassin's Creed, and so let's move on to our next one. Something that I know I read like a few days ago, but people are selling the special edition for Destiny at like these ridiculous prices, like ridiculous. The special edition only costs like $150, but people are selling them for like $1,000 or close to $1,000. Like, it's ridiculous. I know Bungie's only, you know, just like any other special edition, they only have a certain amount that they're actually selling, but $1,000 for something that's like not even $200, like, why?
Yeah.
Why? What are your thoughts?
I think really these people are going to regret it, because just like every other limited edition that comes out, you're going to go into Walmart or GameStop the next week and they'll be like, oh yeah, we got one or two on the shelf. Yeah, we still got one back there.
I still see like special editions like The Last of Us, like at, like,
they're everywhere. But yeah,
do you want to read like what it? Yeah, do you want to read like what it consists of for people to know?
Yeah, sure. It comes with, you know, same stuff that we're used to seeing, you know, like a limited edition steelbook case and the game disc, obviously. It comes with a motion sensing ghost with lights and audio from the game, like a little replica. That's probably what's driving up the cost the most, obviously.
Yeah.
A letter of introduction. Ooh, fulfill your destiny, you know. That was, you know, probably a good $400 out of that $1,000 spent right there on the letter. Golden Age relics, you know, you get like a patch and a sticker, some slides, some chrome slides of the Traveler, and then some, you know, DLC stuff. They, you know, Garden Folio, kind of, you know, arms and armament field guide. I don't even know what all this stuff is yet, really, but
Yeah.
you get a bunch of stuff
like
for your
paper.
character.
It's like paper.
Yeah. They said that some of the stuff that they're releasing the DLC isn't going to be available later. I mean, we've heard that before, but you know, if they can make $5 off of it a year from now, are they going to? I don't. Maybe not with Bungie. Maybe not Bungie, but you know, I don't know. But they say it's not going to be available later in the future, so maybe that's what is driving people to spend this kind of money on this. But what?
But it's not like they're going to be making the money off of these special editions. It's all these other people who've already pre-ordered it. So if I was them, I'd kind of get like mad and be like, you know what? No, if you guys are stupid enough to spend $1,000, I'm not going to release anymore. Or they can just be the total opposite and be like, we're releasing more for $100 now.
Yeah, like
make all those people seem like idiots.
It was so popular, and it's back by the popular demand, you know, or whatever it is, and then, or the Game of the Year edition, special edition, ultimate edition with all the DLC
yeah, comes
out later.
Yeah. Real, yeah, but don't be stupid. Don't spend $1,000 on a special. I mean, it's not like the things are that like crazy cool, like collector's edition. Like they're all kind of like cheaply made. Some of the statues are kind of cool, but I know I have like, I think one of the coolest things I had was an RC car that I got with like Black Ops special edition. So that was really cool. I had like a camera on it. And then Ghost came out with like a HD, like almost like a GoPro camera type thing. But I spent like $200 on that thing, and the game sucked. So I'm kind of done with special editions for Call of Duty.
Yeah.
But even like games like I think for BioShock Infinite, I spent probably like $160 on that, maybe. So, and that came with barely anything.
I got the special edition Arkham City. That was the last one I got.
Oh, nice.
The Batman statue. Yeah.
Yeah, that's sick though. See, that stuff like that's like really cool, but other stuff is like, oh, here's a DLC. Thanks.
Shouldn't drop $1,000 on it either.
Yeah, don't drop $1,000 on DLC. It's not worth it. And then let's see, someone paid $100 for the Gears of War Epic Edition, $90 for another Gears of War Special Edition, ADD, and then Uncharted, but no one can really remember. I just feel like an idiot then for spending $200 on a Call of Duty one.
I spent $200 on for original Xbox. It was called Steel Battalion. It was the game that had the 40-button controller, the mech simulator. But just like what we were talking about, the limited edition, like they came out with it. It was $200, and it was just original Xbox mech simulator. And I wasn't able to get it in the first run, but they brought it back, and I was like, oh, I got a chance to get it finally. So I raised up the money. I was in high school, got the $200, and was able to buy it, and you know, never made it past level 3. But that's like the most I've ever spent on a game. It was a hard game. They deleted your save file if you died. That was what was notorious about it. So, and one of the buttons was an eject button. So if you started going down and you were about to die, if you didn't flip up the little panel and hit the eject button in time, you lost your save progress. It would save your time.
Oh gosh.
But you had to start all over. So, and level 3 was a pain.
So lame. So yeah, well, we just all kind of feel like idiots. I'm trying to read the chat before we move on to our next topic. Okay. So moving on to the next topic, Resident Evil is getting remade again. Go figure, because you know, I mean, I'm obsessed. I grew up playing all the Resident Evil games. But yeah, it's getting remade again. It got remade in 2002 for the GameCube. The game came out in 1996 on PlayStation. So they're saying that they're going to be releasing this game for Xbox One, Xbox 360, PS4, PS3, and PC. So what's different about this, you ask? That's what I want to know. What's so different? Of course, it's, you know, the graphics are going to be better. The scrolling camera is adjustable. So I know, like in all the old Resident Evil games, you would have that like over the ceiling type camera angles, and they were just so annoying. Like after you played like Resident Evil 4 and then went back to like Resident Evil 2 or 3, and you're just like, oh god, how do I play this? And you're like going forward and you move on, now you're moving back, you're like, what is that happening? But originally, like when you first started playing the games, they were completely fine. There was no problem. So I think they're fixing that. You can change that. They have different aspect ratios, so you can play on the regular 4:3, or you can do 16:9. So that's going to allow you to see more, on your screen. You'll see more stuff all at once. And then you can keep their original stick layout just like in the original game, or you can change it to be up to date like the newer Resident Evil games. But the game's said to be released sometime next year. There's no exact due date. Are you stoked for this? You kind of, Resident Evil.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, what are your thoughts?
After playing Resident Evil 4 and 5 and a little bit of 6, I like the new control scheme. So I really want to go back to the zombies as opposed to the, the Los Plagas or whatever they're doing now. I want that old familiar feel. And I, of course, grew up playing the originals 1, 2, and 3. Jill's still my favorite character from Resident Evil 3.
I too.
Yeah.
I was
really looking forward to that new over-the-shoulder camera and being able to aim and just hearing that familiar zombie. That's next year's gonna be so good.
They got, they were really scary. Whereas the other zombies, they weren't as scary because they were so slow, and you can just kind of run around them and have no problem. But that's kind of what we loved about Resident Evil, was the zombies. It was the first like real zombie game that scared the crap out of you. One of my favorite, Resident Evil 3 Nemesis was by far my favorite.
Same.
And I just have the best memory. I'd gotten it for my birthday. Me and my dad were playing it, and I think I was like in 5th grade or something when it came out, and I was getting so scared playing it that my dad took over, and then my dad just got obsessed with it. But in the very beginning, when you go into the Raccoon City police department and you can choose in the locker between if you found like the Magnum or the bazooka, and it was either one or the other depending on like the route you took or what you completed beforehand, and you come back downstairs and then Nemesis like bursts through the window.
Yeah.
I've never heard my dad scream, but me and my dad just went, and we started like running like, and we were just both freaking out because it scared the living daylights out of us. And from then on, we were just hooked to that game because of the terror. So I have a feeling I would probably buy, this remake of Resident Evil just because of all the memories that they created. And I would love to replay through them, and having the new, like you said, over the shoulders type style, and make the games kind of, more like how we're used to playing games today. Simichu said that Resident Evil 4 is their favorite. I actually agree. I played Resident Evil 4 probably the most. And then people are saying that they even scream playing Minecraft with the zombies. And then, so I was asking people, what their favorite is. So yours is Resident Evil 3, mine's Resident Evil 3.
Yep.
By far one of the best games ever.
Fun fact, just real quick, I love the atmosphere of Resident Evil, obviously, but one really popular fan theory on the internet is where Raccoon City is located, a lot of speculation, and a lot of evidence suggests that it's actually based in Springfield, Missouri. And I'm not going to go into all the details of it, but I'll throw up the link for you guys in the chat if you want to check that out on your own. I'm from Springfield, Missouri. Me and Trevorkian are. That's where we live. It's where I've been raised here my whole life. The whole Umbrella Underground Corporation. We actually have a Springfield Underground. It's creepy. It's all hell. I've delivered paper there in the past, and it's all cold. You get chills. You have like a Men in Black feeling to it, but pretty cool. So I'm excited to go back to that atmosphere of Raccoon City and get away from the jungle, being in the jungle or in some Spanish
the swamps,
the swamps and stuff, which is scary too. But
them yelling stuff, and you have no idea what they're saying because it's in Spanish. You're just like, I don't know, they're coming after me. You're like hiding. Did they see me? I can't tell. That's sweet. But someone said, so console creatures. yeah, just send your questions to streamteam@hauppauge.com and they will answer any questions that you have about it.
I do need to oil my chair.
Yeah, it's squeaking pretty loud. Squeaky, squeaky. So we're just gonna we're just gonna take our little break and talk about, you know, the Hauppauge products that we actually use ourselves. It's the reason why we're on this stream is because, you know, we've been fans of Hauppauge for a while and we use them. As you can see, Fallen Frog is holding an HD PVR2 gaming edition. It's beautiful. It's gorgeous, really. So I'll kind of go first and talk about what I use. So yeah, I have the HD PVR2 gaming edition. It's, you know, it's what I've been using for a while now. I just got the Hauppauge Rocket. So we'll kind of talk about that in a little bit. Yeah. Oh, I do have my rocket to show because it's really cute. I'll grab it in a second after I finish. So I've been streaming with it for about like 5 years now. I started off with the HD PVR, the very first one. And it shot in like 720p and I, you know, wanted to get an HD one. So I looked into it. You can actually go on the Hauppauge website if you have an old HD PVR and you want to trade it in for a new one. And I think, you know, they'll take a price off of your old HD PVR and you'll pay a lot cheaper price to trade it in, basically. And that's what I did, and so it didn't really end up costing me that much money. So I'm using that, and then just want to mention that I am making a video since I did just get my rocket. Me and my boyfriend have been kind of testing it out, but we actually got 2 streams going on my Twitch page the other night. So we had my footage and then we also had his gameplay footage because we were using both. So I am working on a YouTube video to show you how you can set that up. It's pretty sick. So if you do play video games with, you know, someone in your house, has to be in your house, you know, I'll show you how to do that. It's pretty cool. Everyone in my stream was kind of freaking out and saying that it was really legit looking. So we're just kind of fine tuning it right now and making it look a little bit better. Want to talk about yours, Fallen?
Yeah, sure. So obviously HD PVR2 gaming edition as well. I haven't got to the rocket yet. I want to do one. I'd like to make that my first unboxing video and show that off and try it out. In my area, but that's the great thing about the rocket is it's portable. But since it does everything that the PVR2 does everything that I'm able to do, I could, you know, do it as a giveaway or something on my stream just to help usher in the world of Hauppauge to someone else. But I've been using it since November of last year, using my PVR2, and I fell in love with it, absolutely. It's Trevorkian in the chat. He's my partner in crime. We both run collectedleavings.com. It's a website together. Starting that website is why we ended up buying the Hauppauge, you know, doing research we wanted to do Let's Play videos. So, and Minecraft was what he wanted to do. I wanted to do other games, and we just wanted to get into that whole world. And so, you know, looking it up online, everyone's like, oh, if you get the money, if you can, you know, afford, don't get anything cheap, just go straight for Hauppauge. You know, Hauppauge and Elgato's the 2 biggest names, you know, and obviously I went with Hauppauge. So glad I did, because they, not only is it like an awesome product that allows me to pretty much live my dreams now of just playing games for an audience and meeting all kinds of new people, but they're really community driven. Like they, you know, they want you to send your feedback about the podcast, you know, get in touch with them, let them know, because they do implement those changes. You know, they reach out and listen to feedback. One of the features that they have in beta right now is the face cam for the Hauppauge capture software, which is free. It's free download on their website. But so, like, you know, all the different things that people are saying, you know, like, oh, can we do this to make our streams better, our videos better? Oh, okay, yeah. And, you know, then they put those plans into action, and you know, they reach out and they do sponsorships too. So check out their website, because they offer sponsorships. If once you got your Hauppauge device and you're in that world, you can start, you know, they give you direction to go once you get the device. You're not just stuck in this field of YouTube and Twitch and like, where do I go now? You know, they show you the way. It's pretty cool. Yeah. That's actually how I got into Twitch in the first place as well, was just their Facebook page, you know, doing a competition. I won and got a chance to play on their stream, and I was like, what, Twitch? And fell in love.
Yeah, if you guys follow them on their Twitch or their Twitter account, again, the links are right below us. You can actually get an opportunity to play on the Hauppauge Gaming, you know, page, and you can kind of advertise yourself for your Twitch, and it's just a great way to get followers. And then we're always looking for people who actually want to help out with our stream. Again, you can just, if you're interested, just send your little request and like a link to your YouTube or your Twitch and tell him, what product you use, why you like to be a part of the podcast. But we're always looking for people, and it's a lot of fun. And it's just a great way to meet people. I've met a lot of new friends on this, and a lot of, you get your followers, and it's just really fun. And I'm glad you kind of mentioned the whole community thing, because I think that's something that I've kind of overlooked, and how popular it is, and that they do listen to what you guys want and they do fix it, and it's pretty phenomenal.
Fire Snap says, why aren't you guys wearing a Hauppauge t-shirt? I love mine. I did win one, but it was Matt and Cyrus was who I got to play with, and Matt was the one who got my address and sent it out to me. He told me all he had at the time was an extra large, so he was like, just make do, and I can't fit in an extra large. I'm sorry. If you've seen the twerking video, you would know that. But I do wear my Fallen Frog shirt, and my fiance wears it all the time. Looks great on her. Should we wear it out? So gets a lot of views. I'll try to squeeze into it next week, maybe.
Ooh, with your little zebra pants.
Oh yeah, those are my Van Halen pants. Thank you.
Oh. Ooh. So yeah, just don't forget to follow the Pog page also, and we'll try and get you in here if you're interested in being a part of our podcast. We'd love to have you guys on here. So moving on, topic number 7. Quick little short one, but it's about the Origin game time. For those of you who don't know, Origin has been releasing free-to-play games, big title games. So as of right now, we have Battlefield 4, which is free to play, and you have access to it for a week. So 1 week to play it. It's a limited offer, so if you want to play it, I would go download it now for your PC. And then also Kingdoms of Amalur. I don't know this game, but it's also free to play. But this one you can only play for free for 48 hours. And again, it's limited to play. And then Joe can probably post a link if you're interested in downloading those games in the chat. You should see them. Why does everyone else have t-shirts? I want a t-shirt.
I want one that fits.
Sporting my Mickey Mouse Tokyo t-shirt. Yes, Simichu, it's only on PC because it is Origin. So yeah, if you don't know, Origin's kind of like a Steam. So yep. You can go there. Okay, yeah, Joe posted the link, so just go there and you can download for free. Again, Battlefield 4 is free for 1 week, and the Kingdom of Amalur is free for 48 hours.
And as far as I know, you have it's only available to download for a limited time, but once you download it, you'll have an entire week to play the game, and it's the full version of the game. So you're not limited to a demo or one level or anything. You get just access to the full game, and then afterwards you have to either purchase it to unlock it, and then of course the Kingdoms of Amalur Reckoning. You get 48 hours with that. That's how it works. But once you go ahead and download it now, even if you guys aren't going to play it. If you're on Origin, if you're on PC, it'd be worth your time to go ahead and do that. Free games, check it out, and you might like it.
Yep. I know my boyfriend. He's right there. He's playing Battlefield right now on an Xbox One, and he even downloaded it just to play it on PC to see what it looks like. He said it's a lot more prettier on the PC. Next topic. Bye-bye Justin TV. Justin TV is no longer available. It's gone. It's done. For those of you who don't know, Justin TV, it's Twitch. It's the same thing. They just canceled the Justin TV part, and they're primarily focusing on Twitch TV, obviously, because of how big Twitch is getting. So for any of you who had an account for Justin TV, you no longer have access to the website. The website's down. No longer access to the mobile apps. It's just gone. If you had any videos, they're gone. There's no way to retrieve any of them because all the accounts are now closed. If you are an active pro member, you will be refunded if you paid for this month because since they canceled the thing, so you no longer will be charged for your pro member. And then also, if you want your account to be transferred to Twitch TV, which it can, you just have to file a form, and you are able to move your account from Justin TV to Twitch TV. It takes about 72 hours for them to actually do that. You'll keep your same username, your email, all your followers and people that you're following. And then also they will keep track of your VODs because
You'll
it's
keep
Twitch.
your followers as long as they switch over to Twitch as well.
Yeah, and as long as they're not on like just in the actual like TV part, like they weren't following you via, they actually have to have a Twitch account.
I had to do that, switch my account over when I first started streaming, because I was just using the Collected Leavings name at first just to try around with it, and I really wanted my Fallen Frog name. So, but I had created a Justin TV account years ago just to watch some dude live stream, probably Grand Theft Auto 4 before it was released, or Halo Reach or something. Had never used it again, but it was still there. So don't forget that online fingerprint is still there always. But it was easy. You know, they have the form on their sheet, but you can only do it till like September 5th. So pretty much everyone in the chat, though, you guys are all on Twitch, so you got nothing to worry about.
Yeah.
But if you have any friends who do use Justin TV, and you need to let them know. But if they use it, they probably already know, really.
Was Justin TV like was there's still a lot of people on Justin TV? I just assumed like everyone, once Twitch came out, automatically went to Twitch, or because I never really went over. It was always, you know, Twitch.
It was like Justin TV when it was that. There were people doing the games, but there were people doing all kinds of other stuff. You know, like how-to videos, and then just doing, you know, regular podcasts, and just a place. It was like one of the earliest places to do live video, and Twitch just became so popular that they had to split the servers up into two, and then it became this huge confusion with getting your accounts migrated over. And sadly now Twitch is what prospered, obviously, because there was a lot of game streaming on Justin TV too. Got me there in the first place, but yeah, and I guess there's just not as much of a demand for, you know, the regular video content, especially with
everyone
YouTube.
would be on just YouTube, yeah.
Yeah.
You can go on YouTube just as easily and upload your videos there, and people can watch them whenever they want instead of actually having to catch a live stream of it. Oh, they love my mug. It's Queen of Halloween. My mom always sends me like care packages since I'm away for college. So every like holiday she'll send me like a little Valentine's Day or Halloween like care package. So this is from my mom because I love Halloween stuff.
I subliminally tell them to drink Mountain Dew all the time. All the time.
My boyfriend drank my last Mountain Dew, and I was very upset.
Oh.
He doesn't even like Mountain Dew, and he drank it.
Fire Snap. These are actually blankets. It's Javorkian got me this blanket a couple years ago, and this blanket my mom made me. She hand stitched that for me over the course of 4 years, and just to show you like how big it is, like. It's bigger than me. Like.
Wow. Dude, that's crazy. It's so sick.
Yeah. My mom's a gamer. My first experience with Final Fantasy was when I was 6 years old, watching her play through the entire game, the first one. And then I had to console her when she cried during Final Fantasy VII. No spoilers, though. I won't spoil it for you guys who haven't played that 15-year-old game.
Yeah, everyone's like, your mom's awesome, and I will concur with that. That's really sick. So next topic, we're actually going to be talking about the different types of Hauppauge products. As you know, we kind of went over this a little bit, but we're going to kind of go in more depth, just in case you're wondering, you know, which one you should get. So Fallen, do you want to start with just the other three Hauppauge products, and I'll talk about the rocket?
Sure. Yeah, so right now, like the current products, obviously if you have a HD PBR1, you can trade that in. They have the trade-in program, so you can upgrade that to the PBR2, which is the new hotness. The Gaming Edition, they have the Gaming Edition Plus. Pretty much the difference between the Gaming Edition Plus and the Gaming Edition and the PBR2 is the 5.1 surround sound. But other than that, you're pretty much going to, right out of the box, it uses HDMI, can run up to 1080p, so you can have all your high definition, glorious gameplay that you want to capture. You can run it on both PC and Mac, obviously, and you can record in-game chat as well. It's compatible, of course, Xbox, PlayStation, Wii U. I think you can even hook a PC up to it and capture your PC gameplay, if you had a separate one and you wanted to hook it up through your HDMI, you would be able to do that with the PVR2. You can use it to, the great thing about it is, I mentioned earlier, Hauppauge Capture, their free software on their website. They're always updating it constantly, adding the new features. But you can directly from that, you can record, trim, upload straight to YouTube. You can stream on Twitch, YouTube, or Ustream right out of the box. It's super easy to use, super easy to set up, and the device itself, just first of all, is beautiful. It's beautiful, square. It lights up green. It's all beautiful. Whatever right there, sexy. Lights up. It's got this beautiful Secret of the Ooze color green that I love, and you just hit the button, recording, hit the button, you're done, and captures all your footage. It's what allows me to do what I do every night.
Okay, so this is their new baby. I actually have it right here. Sorry, my boyfriend had it plugged into the Xbox. Right here, this little teeny tiny cute little thing. This is the HEPVR rocket. Oh, it's like, focus. Okay, never mind. It doesn't want to focus. Now I'm all out of focus. Okay. So yeah, this is their baby. This is new. It records in 1080p. It can be used on Mac and PC. It doesn't record in surround sound, however, but it is compatible with your Xbox, your PlayStation. It is portable, which is why it's so tiny. So what you can do, you can bring this over to people's house, plug it into their PC, but it has a little USB for your to plug in your little USB little thingy, and you can record all your footage, save it onto there. I can't think right now. I'm still waking up. Gosh, your thumb drive. I don't know why I couldn't think of a thumb drive. You stick in your thumb drive, you can record, and you can save all your footage onto there. So it's really good if you're like on the go or over at your friend's house all the time. So that's the main purpose of this is that it is portable. And then you can use this for live streaming now. And then are they still doing the you can record your game chat? It also has a little doohickey there, so you can record your voice to it, and they come with like a little tiny mic. So you can do that. You can capture all your voices, and then it does record, or you can stream using YouTube and Twitch. So that's new. That's new. You can start live streaming. That's the big thing about this. So yeah, like I said, I'll be making a video on how to do a double stream. I'll be doing an unboxing of it video and showing you how to set it up. It's really easy. So just look for those in the future. They should be coming out hopefully one next week. And that's the rocket. That's rocket. Topic number 9. Can your PC handle the new Call of Duty game? Yes. Yes, it can. Because apparently all the specs are completely the same as Call of Duty Ghosts. So you would think because, the game was brand new that they would have a higher demand for your specs for your computer. No.
No.
If you downloaded Call of Duty Ghosts, you probably have Battlefield, you can run Advanced Warfare. So don't worry there. I know all you Call of Duty lovers out there.
I smell a winner.
So pretty much all the specs are, from what we read, they're exactly the same as the same specs for Call of Duty Ghost. So you just need a Windows 7 64-bit or Windows 8 64-bit. You have to have 40 gigabytes of hard drive space. Of course, internet. No, duh.
Yep.
People play on multiplayer. That's the whole reason for the game. Just trying to think of like stuff that Intel Core i5 or Intel Core 2 Duo. You need to have at least 6 gigabytes of RAM. It's recommended that you have 8 gigabytes of RAM, and then for video, they recommend NVIDIA GeForce GT graphics card of 760 at 4 gigabytes. So, like I said, pretty much exactly the same as Call of Duty Ghost. So, if you were tempted to buy it, you can probably play it. No problems. Yeah. Just delete Ghost, and there you go. You have room for Call of Duty Advanced Warfare.
Just do what Activision does. Copy and paste. Just right over your Ghost files.
Yep. That's all you gotta do. What did I do? I'm trying to see what the chat is saying. They're kind of going, I hope that they make the graphics better in Advanced Warfare. And deletes all the campers.
Delete the campers.
Yes, campers are deleted. Your guy just moves and you can't stop moving. Speaking of, everyone should watch Guardians of the Galaxy. No spoilers. I hate going to the theater, so I'm kind of like holding out on going, like watching it, but I still want to see it. So don't spoil anything. I'll hunt you down and beat you up. Have you seen it, Fallen?
Yeah, it was
Yeah,
good. You'll like it.
Yeah, yeah. That's
I
what
don't
I heard.
know.
I haven't heard one thing about it, so I'm really, really excited. Yeah, never seen it. Looks good. Topic number 10, Square Enix. You should fire whoever spells your titles because you have a tendency of misspelling your own titles. Square Enix just released a new mobile game, one of their latest RPG games called Dragon Quest IV. But when they released the game, it said Dargan Quest IV. So they quickly updated the game to fix the bug that misspelled their game. But the game's only available in New Zealand, so that they're the only ones who will be able to see it in their app store. But this has kind of led to a hashtag extravaganza going on Twitter right now, where people are like misspelling, like instead of peg-old, they're putting like hashtag peg-leg and hashtag Valkyrie pro life instead of profile, and they're just doing silly things like that. So like I said, this isn't the first time that they've kind of misspelled one of their titles. They actually misspelled murdered soul suspects, and they put murdered soul suspect. So whoever their person who is doing that, they should be fired because that's the second time. At least spell check. It's called a computer, man.
I love that all of these, like, I love when I was born and getting to grow up and see, like, I Am Error in Zelda 2 and All Your Base Are Belong to Us. Love all those stories. I even have, right here, since we talked about Resident Evil earlier, for 3DS, they misspelled on the first run. Oops. Revelations. Like,
oh, yeah, there's an I.
They misspelled the T and the I in Revelations. They mixed the matching on the first run, so I've held on to that for sure. Love little things like that. You know, that's something you collect. This is worth $1,000, not not the same thing that everybody goes in the store and buys for 150. But it's fun seeing them do this. But I kind of lose confidence in a company when, you know, Square Enix, you were two multi-million-dollar companies that merged into one. You don't have one person who can. Someone has to sign off on this stuff. You know, like, oh yeah, that checks out. That's good. You know, put it out there. Someone typed in that field for, you know, putting it on the App Store, Dorgan Quest, you know, and
Dorgan.
And all they did was issue an update, and they called it a bug fix, and it fixed the name, but they didn't mention that that's what they were doing.
Come on, it's seriously, like, how do you mess up that much?
Yeah, you're not even trying. Like, that's like when Capcom put out, they released Okami. I think it was the PS2 version. I'm not sure which version exactly. Maybe we'll get corrected in the chat, but it had an IGN watermark on the cover, and it's like, you made the game. You can't render your own image. You got a copy from IGN, and they got a whole bunch of flack for it.
What idiots! Oh my god. Well, I don't mean to say that. That's really sad, but double check. Send it through. Oh my gosh. Okay. Wow. Wow. That's so silly. That's the silliest thing I've ever heard. So Twitch's CEO, we're back to Twitch and the whole fiasco of what's going on with Twitch. So their CEO kind of went to Reddit and did a Q&A with the Reddit users and readers. And he was responding to, you know, the latest updates and why they kind of did what they did. There was a lot of questions. I kind of skimmed through them real quickly. Do you want to kind of go over what was said in that?
Sure. Yeah, he pretty much. What I liked about it was one of the first things was like, you know, the whole audio thing that, you know, has been going on. It just kind of came out of nowhere, and he kind of took responsibility for that, so to speak. You know, as a company, they said, you know, yeah, in hindsight, we probably should have warned you guys. You know, we were rolling out all these changes, and we're really doing it to protect you guys. You know, we don't want our users to start getting hit with lawsuits and stuff for the content that they're making money off of. It's there to protect you. A lot of people don't like hearing the answers, you know, but you know, really, we all saw this coming. We were just last week and the week before, you know, talking about, you know, Google bought Twitch, so what's going to happen? What's to come? here it is. It's of course going the way of YouTube. So, he's just kind of spelling it out for people, but also addressing their concerns. The video on demand service that's, there to protect the players from any legal matters. They just don't want to be responsible. They don't want to be liable for anything, but they want to make sure that users know that, hey, music companies don't like it when you use their music. I don't know if you got that memo, but they don't. So we're just trying to protect you. But if you want to go and, stream that, you can. We're not going to. That's when he addressed it and said, we're not going to remove that from this, the live streams. We're not going to flag that content and mute you. But he didn't seem to. It seemed like a lot of opposition from the community towards him on the Reddit thing that as I was reading. They didn't really. I mean, a lot of the questions just came off like a little hostile towards him. Like, why'd you do this? What? And I'm going.
Yeah, because everyone's like really frustrated with this.
And and that's a bad position to be in. CEO of Twitch this week. But he just same mumbo jumbo. He was asking, like, why the Dota 2. I don't play it, so I don't know if that's how it's pronounced, or it's DOTA 2. I don't know. But their international championship was even flagged, and asking about that, like, even when Valve is one of the few companies, one of the companies that does let you stream their games, he had to come out and say that was a false positive. Just the crowd noise was misidentified as music, and we fixed it now, but like just bringing up the concerns that we had, and it's like, these are legitimate concerns, dude. Like, even your own videos are getting flagged.
Yeah, and then Firesnap was saying that there was a girl who got pretty much a lawsuit because she was flagged. So I think that's also what, when I was reading the CEO's response, was that he's wanting to avoid people actually getting lawsuits filed against them, and that this goes for like protecting them. He's trying to look out for the best interest and to kind of avoid all these lawsuits going out to his users. It's saving his butt also, and saving anything that might come back and looking bad for them. But that's kind of what I got from that whole thing, was just trying to protect the viewers. I just think it's kind of silly also that this whole music thing, because all in all, like, when you're streaming music, everyone pretty much has what they're listening to, the artist, the name of the song, and I think it's kind of spreading the word about certain bands. A lot of time people, ooh, who's this artist? I love this song. What song is it? And you tell them who it is, and it's bringing more publicity to those artists. And so it's kind of just the music industry being the music industry and trying to make more money and profit for themselves, in all honesty. Yep. People are saying that Google's going to be the next Skynet.
That's a whole other topic for another day, sir.
So, anything else you want to say about that, Fallen Frog?
I was just glad to see that they made an announcement so soon. Like, it was like immediately this week we found out about the music thing, and everyone was kind of like, what, and in an uproar. But then it was nice that he did that the next day. It was like, all right, what are your questions? I'll address them. Probably just trying to save face, but still, at least they're not being hush hush about it, And he's like, we got 3 weeks that was one of the things they mentioned, is that we got 3 weeks to implement some changes. We're going to take some feedback, about one of the things that he mentioned specifically, the feedback, the 2-hour time limit for highlights. Because speedrunners, like, I just ran through Skyrim in 4 hours, Okay, well, we're working with it. So, it's a work in progress. We jumped the gun. We should have let you guys know that this was coming, but we didn't, and sorry.
What are you going to do with an internet full of trolls? No matter what people say, people are not going to like it. Any tweet you make goes through. Okay. So our last topic is going to be pretty quick. It's about speaking of speedrunners and how this whole thing can affect them, especially like a game like Tony Hawk Pro Skater 2, which uses a lot of music while you're playing it. But there was a guy named George LaPlushy who actually beat Tony Hawk Pro Skater 2 in just over, like, it was like 3 minutes and like 26 seconds or something like that. Like, it was ridiculous. So obviously he's not gonna have a problem with getting his highlights flagged. He's not gonna go over that 2-hour limit. But for other games that do take a little bit longer, it sucks for them. If anyone has any games that they are particularly fond of that they do speed runs or they like watching, let us know in the chat. So you said you do speed runs too?
No, I don't.
No.
I did used to play copious amounts of Tony Hawk back in the day. That was my series, like in my heyday of my high school. I actually got good enough at Tony Hawk 3 and played it so much that I could come home from school and I would play for about 5 hours, and it would take me about an hour to 100% the campaign with one character.
Oh man.
And like my friends, I was the guy that like, oh, you can't beat that objective, give it to Prague, he'll beat it for you. And that was my first experience with Let's Plays. I used to record myself playing Tony Hawk on my VCR, and then whenever it was time, turn those games off, do your homework, go to bed, I'd watch my tapes, and it was weird. It was a weird thing I did, and I didn't know that it was going to be hugely popular years later. Luckily, I don't have to use a VCR anymore because I have a HD PVR2 from Hauppauge.
Yes, get out of the 90s and into the 2010s.
Yeah, but so I was really glad to see this story because I was wondering how he did it. Like how is he going to do this? But the way he navigates the menus, like he has a system to it to reduce time. He's like just through the menu. And then he doesn't even do all the objectives. He just grabs like 5 of them within one combo, and then he's like, done, next, let's go. And like, it took me back to a simpler time for me when, trying to be as quick as I could, get as much gameplay in as I could, and it was fun. Good. It was I liked reading that story. Props to that dude.
Yep, so it's showing in the chat right now of the guy playing it. It's pretty insane. People are crazy. And they have good memory of memorizing all these games. So do you want to talk about your little Sniper Elite 3 real quick?
Yeah, I'll be using a new chair for Sniper Elite 3 because...
Or oiling it.
That chair is trolling. Yeah. So, get rid of the chair. Sniper Elite 3, Hauppauge has been gracious enough to let me... I'm going to be on the channel, this same channel, that you guys, if you haven't followed, go ahead and click follow right now. Wednesday night, same time that we're doing the stream right now. I'll just be here and I'm going to show off some Sniper Elite 3. Still new to the game, been, playing it for a little bit, but it's pretty fun, it's pretty gory, so, you guys will have a good time. So definitely check that out, and then, of course, I'll be moving over to my nightly stream after that. Later on, much later, so give you details full there, but, if you guys have any questions about Hauppauge, I'd be more than happy to answer those. Just to fill you in, answer any questions about streaming, whatever you guys want to talk about, come over and hang out with us. We're going to have a great time.
Yep. So catch that on Wednesday. Just don't forget to follow the Hauppauge Facebook and Twitter. They'll be posting pictures and links on when you can find, just to remind you guys of when you can catch him playing Sniper Elite 3. Also, don't forget to follow Hauppauge here on Twitch for more of these gaming podcasts. We do them every single Saturday, so we would like you here talking to us. We've had a pretty amazing chat today. People have been talking nonstop, and I think that's what makes this a lot more fun. So just thank you everyone for kind of coming and hanging out with us and for keeping the chat going.
Yeah. And I am on my knees on the floor, you guys wondered.
Yes, gracefully thanking you. So yeah, thanks you guys. Thanks for stopping by. There's a lot of familiar faces, so thanks for coming every single week. For anyone who's new, we hope to see you next week. I'd just like to, thank Hauppauge for letting us do these podcasts, making videos for them and doing these podcasts and, giving Fallen Frog the opportunity to play games on their channel. We really enjoy every single...
That's so awesome.
Yeah, we enjoy all of it. If you have any questions, concerns, if you can please send us feedback about our podcast to streamteamjoe@hauppauge.com. Please do that. We would love your feedback. We want to know what we can do to improve this. We would like to know what you guys hate about this. Just send us honest feedback. Don't send us lame feedback. And then thank you, Fallen Frog, again. It's fun hosting this with you.
Yeah.
like always. I enjoy
Zombie.
little chats together. Don't forget to follow Fallen Frog and myself on our Twitch. Fallen Frog will twerk for you.
It's on
He will
YouTube.
twerk.
I've already done it. I don't.
Nope, you got to keep doing it now. Once you twerk, you never stop twerking.
No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
So yeah, and of course, thank you to Joe, who kind of puts this all together and just spends so much of his time kind of putting this whole podcast together. So everyone, please, in the chat that's still here, please thank Joe for working hard, and we hope to see you all next week for our gaming podcast. Same time, same place. And that's it. We will all talk to you later.
Had a great time, everybody. Thanks. We'll see you Wednesday. My knees hurt.